A food critic once called this waiter the most poised and vigilant server in the city. What the critic didn't know? The guy was in a full REM cycle the whole night. Meet Marcus, the guy who accidentally slept his way into a promotion. Most of us can barely survive a boring Monday meeting without our eyelids staging a rebellion. We're on our third coffee, doing that slow-motion head nod jerk awake thing, praying nobody notices. But Marcus operated on a different level entirely. He was a server at one of the busiest high-end steakhouses in downtown Chicago. The kind of place where one mistake doesn't just cost you a tip, it costs you your reputation, your job, maybe your will to live. Marcus had been pulling double shifts for 2 straight weeks. Peak season. Everyone wanted steak, and Marcus was the one holding the entire floor together. He was running on pure adrenaline, 0 sleep, and roughly 4 pieces of sugar-free gum. By the time Friday night hit, he wasn't a waiter anymore. He was a zombie in a pressed apron. His manager, Gary, was a man who lived and breathed precision. Empty water glass? You better be there before the customer even thinks to ask. Drop napkin? You should have caught it before it touched the floor. And on this particular night, the city's most feared food critic had a reservation. The pressure was suffocating. Marcus hadn't slept in something like 48 hours. He was floating in that eerie, foggy zone where reality starts to blur at the edges. He remembers picking up a tray of prime rib, medium rare, heading toward table 12, and then, click, his brain just shut off. Full system reset, but his body never got the memo. For the next 3 hours, Marcus was basically a ghost, medically, technically, completely asleep, deep in REM. While his legs kept moving, his hands kept balancing trays, and he wove through a packed dining room and a chaotic kitchen without missing a beat. He topped off wine glasses without spilling a single drop. He became, unintentionally, the best waiter that restaurant had ever seen, all while dreaming about floating on a cloud of mashed potatoes. Customers waved him down and he'd glide over, nod at exactly the right moment, refill their drinks. He had this locked-in, unreadable stare, like a secret agent guarding a head of state. And the critic, sitting right there, watching for any crack in the armor, found nothing. Not one slip. Marcus was calm, efficient, machine-like. At one point, the critic actually stopped him and asked, "What's the secret to this kind of flawless, unshakable service?" Marcus, still fast asleep on the inside, gave a slow nod and said, "It's all in the focus, sir." He had no idea he'd even spoken. His brain was probably somewhere in his childhood backyard. His mouth was just running on its own. The critic loved it. He thought it was the definition of professionalism. When the last table finally paid and the lights dimmed, Gary walked up holding a bonus check. "Marcus," he said, "I've never seen anyone handle a rush like that. No hesitation, no mistakes. You were a machine. Your floor lead starting tomorrow." Marcus just stood there swaying, still asleep on his feet. He mumbled, "Thank you, Gary," turned around, walked straight into the storage closet, curled up on a stack of clean linens, and passed out for 14 hours straight. When he finally woke up, he had zero memory of any of it. He figured it was just a rough shift. Then he checked his phone. The critic had posted a full review calling him the most poised and vigilant waiter in the entire city. People still ask him, "Marcus, how do you stay so calm when the dining room turns into complete chaos?" He just laughs. He never tells them the truth, that his secret weapon wasn't mindfulness, or meditation, or years of training. It was just having an unreasonably good autopilot. Sometimes when life feels like it's spinning too fast, I think about Marcus, about the guy who literally slept his way to the top. And I wonder, maybe we're all trying way too hard. Maybe the real trick is learning when to just let go and trust the process. But seriously, don't try this at home. Unless you're a professional waiter, you're probably not going to end up serving the soup. You're going to end up wearing it.